I would do a comedy video on this one, but I just don't have time. So instead, I'm going to share the best comedy that I have found on the internet. There is a lot out there on what's happening right now. I saw a meme that had a lady holding the phone up, and the text was, "I'll have to call you back. I'm watching the final episode of United States," because that's really how it feels. And I really don't want to spend a whole lot, if any, time trying to figure out what's truly going on, because I don't think that we're going to be able to. I mean, as of today, people are saying President Biden is not even alive. I don't know who made this, actually. Prison Mitch or Mike Sperazza is the one who shared it, but asking who did this. This is it says PBS at the bottom of the screen, and then Joe Biden.
My fellow Americans, I want to take a moment to address some of the hateful shit you've been talking about me. Many of you have said I am suffering from brain worms, or that I have applesauce for brains. Well, I won't mince words, so here it is. Fuck you. You're all a bunch of faggots. End of quote. Repeat the line. So enjoy President Cackles or President Booty Juice. I really don't give two fucks anymore. Biden out. My fellow Americans, I want to take a moment to address some of the hateful shit you've been talking about me.
I forgot to add that we should just make sure I'm letting everybody know that this is not a family-friendly show. My husband took the kids for a run, so there will be some naughty words.
Want to hear the most annoying sound of the world? Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound of the world?
Of course, everybody's been making fun of Kamala Harris's background, saying that she had relationships that got her to where she is today. So there's a bunch out there. I'm not going to show the dirtiest ones because I don't want to. But here's a funny one. This is interesting because, so I believe this is Kamala Harris with Montel Williams. Anyway, what's funny about it is somebody tweeted that this was a throwback to when Kamala Harris was just a side hoe. And the community notes added this: Montel Williams and Kamala Harris dated in 2001. The other woman pictured in blue is Williams' daughter. In this sense, and using the OP's vernacular, Harris was not his side hoe, but was his main hoe. So there you have it. All right. So there's that. Let me show you this video then. This is actually a Blaze. I believe she's a Blaze host. Shamika Michelle.
Oh my God. We're live. Excuse me. It is with deep regret that President Joe Biden has withdrawn his bid for the White House 2024. But this move proves we can be unburdened by what has been. So America, look up. Don't look down. For what was in is out, and what was out is now in. And the wheels on the bus go round and round. Also, if I'm chosen as the Democrat Party's nominee for President 2024, I just want you to know, America, you can trust me. Kamala Harris, 2024. I won't blow it. No, not that one. I'm sorry. Take two. Kamala Harris, 2024. I won't suck. No, I'm sorry, not that one either. Take three. Kamala Harris, 2024. I'll work hand and knee. That's the one. That's it. That's the one. Oh God, I'm not ready.
Okay, and I will just say this much. I mean, there are a lot of guys who have been president who have engaged in similar behavior. So I'll just leave that one there. All right. I do not understand this one. So maybe somebody can help me understand this one. This is posted by, okay, Declaration of Memes, Liberty Cappy. I don't know who made this though. It says the Japanese, this is funny. The Japanese have figured out what saved Trump's life. All right. And let's play this. Somebody please help me understand what this means.
心と行動に一点の曇りなし。すべてが正義だ。ドジャーンドジャーンドジャーン一体何のつもりなんだ遺体はこのバレンタインのことを好いてくれて我が心と行動に一点の曇りなし。
I can't understand what's happening here, so I don't know. If anyone knows, can you please tell me, help me interpret this one? I just thought it was really funny. One of the next ones I'm going to show you is pretty hilarious. It's a guy that's doing basically Trump plus every politician reacting to the Trump shooting. And so it's pretty funny. We're going to watch that in a second. However, if you are somebody who has considered switching your IRA or your 401k over to precious metals, then please consider shooting a text to Birch Gold. They are sponsoring the rest of this month, along with my other sponsors who are awesome. But if you go to birchgold.com, you can check it out online. But the best way for them to know that you are supporting the show is to text 989898 and put Alison in the bottom line or in the message line. So text Alison with 1L to 989898 and ask them everything you've ever wanted to know. You're bored. You have no idea what's going on. Ask them, is Joe Biden still alive if you want? It's up to you. But text Alison first just so that they know that you are in fact supporting the show. One thing I actually saw trending on Twitter today is something that a lot of people are not talking about. I've actually mentioned it for these ads several times, which is the fact that the United States is paying more on interest for national debt than every other individual budget item except Social Security. So that means that we are now spending more on interest on our debt than on our defense budget, our Medicare budget, and it is getting worse, which means that a lot of people are considering investing or protecting their savings with something that is not tied to the US dollar. If you're somebody who has been thinking about this and you're somebody with a little bit extra time and you want to support the show, again, an easy way to do it is to get your free info kit on gold from Birch Gold by texting Alison to 989898. They've been around for over 20 years. They helped thousands and thousands of people decide if this is right for them. Again, it's free, no obligation. You'll get the information you need and make an educated decision about it. Text Alison 989898. All right, let me go back to the memes and show you this guy who, okay, the TikTok is the Matt Friend.
Shot me and missed me like a dog. It's sad what happened. They tried to take out your favorite president. Even Mitch agrees.
Well, listen, what you have to realize is, if somebody had shot at me, I simply would have frozen up completely, Barack. Now, we have to realize that in America, political violence of any form has absolutely no place, Ted.
If somebody shot at me, I would have been on the first flight to Cancun, Gavin. Now, Donald Trump may be a bully and a fraud, but violence has no place in this country, except if you live in California. Bernie, Mr. Trump, though he's a member of the top 10th of 1%, I'm grateful he's safe. DeSantis, listen, Donald Trump, he's the greatest president of my lifetime. I worship the guy. Thank God he's okay. Bill Clinton, I love shooting loads. I really do. Tucker, good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. I actually predicted the assassination, Dr. Fauci. Whenever you do try to hurt somebody, wear a mask. Make sure. President Biden, it's no Joe. It's not Joe. We're going to solve this at the battle box. At the battle box. President Lincoln's safe. Doing well.
This is going to make you think. This one's going to make you think. This one's not necessarily just funny. It's going to make you think. And I would say this goes out to all the people who are watching that are not part of either the RNC or the DNC narratives. Let me know what you think. This, I think it says it's all or Ramo here on TikTok. ALORAMO, Ramomo. Ramomo, maybe. Okay, it says pitching the U.S. elections basically as a TV show. You will not see anything more brilliant than this in describing the simulation that has been the last few weeks of the presidential campaign. By John Ziegler is posting it, but I think the guy who did it, again, you see it all or Ramomo. Okay, here we go. Let me know if you can't hear it.
The structure of the story doesn't make sense.
How come?
I mean, there's an assassination attempt on the ex-president that he dodges, right? Then he comes out with an American flag, like liberty leading the people.
That's the inspiration.
So is he the hero?
No, he's running for his own gains and uses the attempt as nothing more than a publicity stunt.
So an antagonist?
Or protagonist. I mean, at least that's how he's viewed by the citizens. But the audience knows that he's an anti-hero.
Okay, so then the sitting president,
Yes.
gets hit with the plague, a few days later decides he's not running. Is this an act of sacrifice for the hero?
No, it may seem like benevolence, but he's dropping out because his party recognizes his own weakness, and so would rather hold power by nominating someone else.
So it's not an altruistic act on his part.
Absolutely not. His hand was forced.
Making him another anti-hero.
Yes.
Okay, so the hero is the successor then, right? The vice president being set up to run for election?
Close. Optically, it may look like it. I mean, that's why we made the character a black woman, to really symbolize the overcoming of the odds, because who in this country has it harder than black women?
She can be part of the LGBT community.
And that will come in the next episode, but we really want to set her up as like a Joan of Arc, you know, like a foil to her opposition.
But Joan of Arc was a hero, a martyr. And she's not.
No, she only got to her position through imprisoning her own community. She acts in her own self-interest as well.
Making her another anti-hero. So that's the problem. Who's the hero?
There is no hero.
There's no hero.
No. The story is not a comedy in a Shakespearean sense. It's a tragedy.
For who?
The citizens. They're forced to view these anti-heroes as heroes. That's the tragedy.
So the real antagonist
Is the system itself.
Okay. Is there any comic relief?
Well, there's a candidate with a worm in his head.
Get the fuck out of my office.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, this is not new material, but I saw this trending and this made me laugh so hard. Like the first one I showed you, this made me laugh so hard. So I had to share this one. Could not leave this one out. Here we go. This is old school. All right. Ready, guys?
The United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden.
Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is dead.
The United States launched a targeted operation against that compound.
They did a lot of shooting and they did a lot of blasting, even not going through the front door. You know, you think you go through the door. If you're a normal person, you say, knock, knock, may I come in?
After a firefight, they killed Osama bin Laden and took custody of his body.
He died like a dog.
But his death does not mark the end of our effort.
A beautiful dog, a talented dog.
We give thanks for the men who carried out this operation.
And I don't get any credit for this, but that's okay. I never do. But here we are.
May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.
And I'm writing a book. I think I wrote 12 books. All did very well.
The United States has
Okay,
conducted
good.
an
We got that
operation
one.
that killed.
All right, let's watch my next favorite. All right, believe it or not, this is real. So I am showing this because I want to show some funny ones, but this is actually real. And this is not recent either, but it just shows like what kind of what we're dealing with here. This is not like the comedy is almost not even as funny as what's really going on. Okay, so here's another one of Kamala Harris. All right, let me. This is posted by terrible 808. Okay.
When we invest in clean energy and electric vehicles and reduce population, more of our children can breathe clean air and drink clean water.
All right.
When we invest in clean energy and electric vehicles and reduce population, more of our children can breathe clean air and drink clean water. When we invest in clean energy.
You probably heard her say reduce population. I did look this one up, and allegedly the fact checkers were saying that she meant to say reduce pollution. All right. You decide what you want to decide about that. I can't say what she was saying or not saying, but she definitely in that video said to reduce the population. But I thought that was pretty funny. And then this is another one, which like some people will take very seriously and say I'm being a meanie pants for showing this one. But I saw this and somebody was like, okay, we're going to have 4 more years of this should be interesting. So here's a video. Does everybody remember this one? She's like introducing herself, and here we go. Okay, let's play this.
Good afternoon. I want to welcome these leaders for coming in to have this very important discussion about some of the most pressing issues of our time. I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she and her. I am a woman sitting at the table wearing a blue suit. And good afternoon.
So,
I want
there
to
you go.
welcome these leaders for
I'll play it one
coming
more
in to have this very important discussion about some of the most pressing issues of our time. I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she and her. I am a woman sitting at the table wearing a blue suit.
I do have my bottle of wine here, though, from the Alison wine promo. This is my Chilean bottle. If you're interested in supporting the Alison Wine Club, it's a great way to get some amazing wines. You can sit back after the election and you can drink your sorrows away. You can celebrate with it. You can bring it to your watch party. You can, did I forget to take Birch Gold off the bottom this whole time? I don't know. I may have, but let's switch to the right one. AlisonWinePromo.com. We got AlisonWinePromo.com, and you get 6 bottles of amazing extremist wines every 3 months. So every 3 months you have to worry about it. You're going to get your wines in the mail. And then, I don't know, maybe life will start making more sense. It's a great gift idea. You've got birthdays. You have holidays coming up. Get yourself on the list once you join the club and you get these amazing wines, which really are, they're all selected for my palate, the stuff that I like to eat and drink, which is clean stuff, you know, stuff that's not grown near a lot of pesticides, stuff that is not full of fillers or dyes or preservatives and just tastes really good. This is the foodie wine of all foodie wines. So it's a great product at a great value, frankly. It is not a $5 bottle of wine. I'll just throw that out there. But for what you pay, it is a great value. And then, like I said, you get 6 bottles of wine every 3 months. So you can drink it yourself, or you can give it away as a gift and put a note in there saying this supports the Alison show, the Alison Morrow show. Tell people to sign up. I actually have a Substack now. Let me find that for you because I want to show you all my Substack, which is also a great way to keep up, as is my locals. Okay. Because the locals editorial board is where you get to interface with my guests. So going over there right now, we have the live chat happening, which is awesome. And everybody knows that they get to put their questions in ahead of time for interviews. So that's great. Here, check this out. Okay, this is locals. So we got our editorial board here, and on top of it, you put your questions in ahead of time for interviews. So I go over to that every time I have a guest on. It's $5 a month. It's a great way to support the show. I'm also putting up some of my farm content additionally on locals and on Substack. So this is another way. If you're already on Substack, find me there at Alison Morrow. I just wrote something about what journalism and farming have in common. I actually also wrote something a while ago about a time where I called the police on myself because, well, not myself as the criminal, but I called the police because I thought somebody stole my gear out of my trunk when I got a coffee in Tampa. And then it turns out I actually just drove off with the wrong vehicle, and I left the vehicle that I had loaded up with equipment at the station. But I called the police and reported that all my gear was stolen, and it was actually me. Here's my P.O. Box. Can you see it? P.O. Box 3355, Denellen, Florida, 34432. Please send me some mail. Let me show you this amazing print that somebody sent me. Michael Novo Photography. Check him out. He took this picture. See this? This is Chicago. This is Chicago right at the beginning of the COVID shutdown. And he took this photo without realizing that there was a coyote running across the streets of Chicago. It's a completely empty scene. Nobody's there. No one's driving. And he was just there to get a photo of how empty it was. And then heard what he thought was a dog. And then all of a sudden this coyote was running across the street. So he sent me that. I thought it was really nice. This is what he said about it. Initially, I didn't think much of the shot, but after posting it on social media, it took off, was shared thousands of times. While those things are nice, the real story behind the image for me is how easily all the norms and things we take for granted can change in an instant. It's a reminder not to get too comfortable in my own life and to continue pushing my boundaries, both mentally and physically, because none of us truly know what tomorrow has in store. So there you go. Thank you, Michael Nova, for sending me that. There are your life lessons. I think I can end the stream now. I think I've shown you everything. I've gotten this off of all my chest. I would love to know what you guys think about the videos. I would love to know in the comments if you have any better videos that you'd like to see and share with us. I would like to see more. Maybe I'll just do this until Election Day. Really appreciate you guys. Thanks for everybody on the editorial board. I will see you next time.